A restaurant menu is far more than just a simple list of available dishes. It's a carefully constructed tool. It's a silent salesperson, meticulously crafted to subtly guide your choices and influence your dining experience from the moment you pick it up. Restaurants invest significant time and resources into designing menus that maximize their profitability. Every single detail, from the specific font used to the strategic placement of each dish on the page, is carefully considered. It's all meticulously designed to influence not only what you order, but also how much you ultimately spend during your visit. The psychology behind menu design is quite fascinating. Menus often highlight the most profitable items with visual cues like bold text, strategically placed boxes, or eye-catching graphics. Meanwhile, less lucrative options, those dishes with lower profit margins, tend to fade into the background, becoming less noticeable to the casual observer. This practice, known as menu engineering, cleverly uses principles of psychology and design to shape your perceptions, all with the ultimate goal of maximizing profits for the establishment. It's a subtle art that most diners are completely unaware of. The way items are described also plays a crucial role, shaping your perception of both value and taste. For example, descriptions like "Grandma's homemade apple pie" evoke feelings of nostalgia and comfort, and invariably sell more than a simple, plain apple pie listing. In many ways, we buy the story and the feeling associated with the food, just as much as we buy the food itself. By understanding these subtle tricks and techniques, you can empower yourself to order what you truly desire, instead of simply being led down a path towards the items the restaurant wants you to choose. So, the next time you open a menu, take a moment to notice the overall layout. Pay attention to the dishes that are highlighted, and carefully consider the emotional language used in the descriptions. Ask yourself a simple question. Why is this particular dish being featured so prominently? Why does that seemingly simple salad have such an elaborate and poetic description? Decoding these subtle signals and understanding the underlying strategies ultimately empowers you to make more informed and satisfying choices that align with your own preferences. Ordering then transforms into a fun and engaging game of discovery, a chance to outsmart the menu's hidden agenda. A game that you now have the knowledge and tools to win, ensuring a more enjoyable and fulfilling dining experience. Words like local, seasonal, and artisan instantly elevate a dish in our minds. Local conjures images of fresh, community-sourced ingredients, justifying higher prices and building trust. Seasonal taps into our desire for peak flavor and exclusivity. Order now or miss out. Artisan transforms ordinary food into handcrafted masterpieces, suggesting care and tradition. These terms create a story, making dishes feel special and worth the premium. While some restaurants genuinely source with care, these words are powerful shortcuts to perceived quality. A local seasonal tart with artisan cheese sounds far more appealing than a plain vegetable tart. Recognize the emotional pull of these words, but judge the food by taste, not just the label. Enjoy the narrative, but stay aware of its persuasive intent. The real value is in the experience, not just the description. Menus aren't just lists of food, they're carefully crafted narratives. They use vivid adjectives, painting a picture in your mind long before the plate arrives. The goal? To make dishes irresistible, sparking your imagination and appetite before you even place your order. They want to entice you with the promise of flavor and experience. Crispy, golden brown fried chicken. The description alone conjures images of perfectly cooked poultry. This is far more tempting than just fried chicken, which sounds rather bland and uninspired in comparison. The added adjectives create a sensory experience. You can almost taste the savory seasoning and hear the satisfying crunch. Descriptions like creamy, velvety, or slow-braised evoke feelings of comfort and luxury. They trigger your senses and suggest skillful preparation, hinting at the care and attention that went into crafting the dish. These words are carefully chosen to seduce your palate, not just to inform you about the ingredients. Studies consistently show that dishes with rich, descriptive language sell significantly better. This holds true even if the food itself is completely identical. It's the power of suggestion at work. A decadent chocolate lava cake with molten fudge center, the description is practically a dessert in itself. It's designed to bypass your rational thought process and spark immediate, undeniable cravings. Take a moment to notice which dishes on the menu receive the most elaborate and enticing language. These are very often the high-margin items that the restaurant wants to sell more of, or perhaps they're the chef's personal favorites. Appreciate the artistry and poetry of the menu descriptions, but also use them as a clue to understand the restaurant's underlying business priorities. Enjoy the story the menu tells, But ultimately, let your own genuine appetite and not just the persuasive power of adjectives guide your final choice. The best dish to order is the one you truly crave and will genuinely enjoy. It should be based on your personal preferences, not solely on the allure of the fanciest or most elaborate words. Menu layouts are engineered to steer your eyes and your wallet. The decoy dish, an outrageously expensive item, makes other options seem like bargains. Your gaze naturally lands on the golden triangle middle, top right, and top left of the page, where the most profitable dishes are placed. Visual cues like boxes, colors, and icons spotlight high-margin items, making them feel special and safe to order. Chefs' recommendations or house favorites are often both delicious and highly profitable. Too many choices can overwhelm, so menus highlight a few key items to simplify your decision and boost sales. Being aware of these tricks lets you look beyond the obvious. Scan the whole menu, not just the highlighted spots. Hidden gems often lurk in the corners or less flashy sections. Don't let the menu's design make your decision for you. Take control and order with intention. Menu pricing is a subtle art, a carefully constructed strategy. Restaurants invest significant time and resources into crafting menus that not only showcase their offerings, but also influence your spending habits. It's designed to make you spend more, often without you even realizing it. Every detail, from the font choice to the placement of the decimal point, is meticulously planned. One common tactic is charm pricing, like $9.99. This makes items seem cheaper than they actually are, playing on our perception of value. It works by anchoring your mind on the lower digit, tricking you into thinking you're getting a better deal. Your brain focuses on the 9, rather than rounding up to the nearest whole number. Upscale menus often drop the cents or even the dollar sign altogether, creating an air of sophistication. This subtle change makes prices feel less like real money, almost abstract. It's a psychological trick to disassociate the numbers from your hard-earned cash. A simple 24 inches feels lighter and less impactful than $24. The absence of the dollar sign softens the blow, and research consistently shows you'll spend more when the dollar sign disappears. It's a small detail with a significant impact on your spending. Furthermore, prices are often tucked away at the end of long, enticing descriptions, and they're deliberately not arranged in a neat, easily comparable column. This is done so you focus on the dish itself, the mouth-watering ingredients and preparation, rather than the cold, hard cost. This forces you to read about the food, imagine the flavors, and build anticipation before you ever see the price. This makes you more likely to order based on appetite and desire, rather than a rational assessment of value. The layout actively discourages price shopping and subtly encourages indulgence, appealing to your senses and emotions. So, next time you're dining out, take a moment to notice how prices are presented on the menu. Observe the placement, the formatting, and the language used, and consider how it might be affecting your choices, even subconsciously. Awareness is your best defense against these subtle nudges. By understanding these tactics, you can make more informed decisions. Ultimately, order what truly excites you and satisfies your cravings, not just what seems like the best deal on the page. Enjoy your meal. Menu design, layout, fonts, and colors shapes your expectations before you read a word. A heavy leather-bound menu signals luxury and higher prices. A bright, laminated card suggests casual dining. Fonts set the mood script for elegance, sans serif for modernity, bold for comfort. Colors influence appetite, green for freshness, orange to stimulate hunger, red to highlight specials. Strategic use of white space and boxes draws your eye to high-profit dishes. Every design choice reinforces the restaurant's brand and guides your decisions. The menu is a performance, orchestrated to make certain items irresistible. Recognize these cues to see past the show. Appreciate the artistry, but stay aware of its influence. Let your own preferences, not just the menu's design, lead your order. Specials and chef's recommendations seem exclusive, but they're often practical tools for the kitchen. Specials help use up surplus ingredients, smart for business, not a sign of poor quality. Chef's picks often highlight high-margin dishes, boosting profits while showcasing creativity. Market price means fluctuating costs. Never hesitate to ask for the current price. Some diners feel awkward asking, but there's no shame in knowing what you'll pay. Servers use enticing language to sell specials, just like the menu does. Engage with your server, ask what makes a dish special or how it's prepared. Specials can be delicious, but understand their dual purpose. Listen with an informed ear and decide if today's offer is truly for you. Knowledge turns the daily special into an opportunity, not a gamble. Now you can read a menu like a pro, confident, curious, and in control. Resist the urge to follow the menu's highlighted path. Scan the whole page for hidden gems. Notice which dishes get the fanciest descriptions. They're often the most profitable. Separate marketing from reality. A legendary burger is still just a burger. Don't be shy. Ask your server about prices, unfamiliar terms, or for tailored recommendations. Be specific. What's light and fresh? Gets better answers than, what's good? Remember, dining out is about pleasure, not outsmarting the menu. Use your knowledge to make choices that fit your taste and budget. Enjoy the craft behind the menu, but let your own preferences lead. With these tools, every meal can be both satisfying and smart.